Yeah, I thought this was going to drop on into the median as well, and it didn't. Powered through, made a new high, made it all the way up to this structure, which was pretty cool that it did make it to that structure. Um, but then, like right at like 4 p.m., we had this huge wick and slam, and I was looking for news. I wasn't watching this, I wasn't trading this at all, but 4 Eastern, so 3 o'clock my time. I was not looking at the market, but this morning I saw this and I was like, what the heck happened? So I was looking at news and I haven't seen anything that it could be. That happened basically a little over 12 hours ago. So yeah, I'm kind of looking. I was kind of reaching. I mean, I knew last night we had the Australian dollar had its like CPI and stuff, and I know that kind of played a little bit of a role in you know this right here, but that was late last night, so I don't know because the dollar didn't seem like it did much yesterday afternoon. So if you look at right in, yeah, see the dollar wouldn't do anything. So it was almost just like a purge, like it just got rid of it. Like, oh, we didn't mean to go that high. My bad. Looks like ES played right into this CE though, this consequent encroachment, just about, and then sold off right here. So this was at market close, and then you have that hour of nothing, and then this was market open. Like we immediately gave all that back. Like we were supposed to close here anyways, and it gave it back immediately. So, anyways, we're starting to pull back, kind of like yesterday, except we're doing it a little bit earlier today. We've got a little news happening at what 10 new home sales. Let's see. It's the only thing I saw that might have driven it. Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that too. Yeah, yeah. I saw that too. And but roll calls, voters. Yeah, I don't think I read like the topic of it. I didn't read the rest of it because it looks like it's just reiterating like what they had already said. But I don't know. They're going to raise it a quarter of a point, so I'm assuming the market's going to give up quite a bit. Um, right now, I'm eyeballing this trend line. Feel like we're going to come on down trend line, and then just below this trend line, we've got this median on that big move right there, which gets us back into the range of the Monday high of the Monday range right in there. So um, looks like we're just going to keep selling off for the time being. I was looking at a trade on the NQ right in here. And at first, when I went into the was it the 5 minute? I think it was the 5 minute chart. I almost set up a trade right there because I really liked how this popped up and then this candle and then it immediately sold back into it. Good evening, Toshier. So I almost set that up. But what kind of kept me out of it, I was waiting for a good confirmation above that VWAP in 21. And this is also the midnight line. So if I put that on there, that's right at the midnight. So I wanted to see it hold. And Next candle didn't. So I was like, I'm glad there's no trade there. So, and then I started looking a little bit further. Asia lows are down in here. We've got structure that's down here as well, plus the Monday high on the Nasdaq. So, and then I went to the ES and saw something similar. Right, we didn't. This was definitely bearish at around the same time, and we started to fall. So we've already taken Asian lows and London lows here. So I think we're pretty bearish. Looks like we're going to get to this trend line and then possibly even this mean threshold median. So take us back off. It gets a little noisy. And then let me X out of this. All right. Yeah, well, Asia lows are right there, right? Yeah, we're right at Asia lows now. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get super saturated. Everybody's taking the videos and just kind of making it their own and stuff. And um, you kind of have to hone in on one or two and just kind of stick with that. That's my advice. If you're watching videos, stick with T trades. Yeah, T trades is kind of revamping some of his videos. Um, and I kind of like the way he does it. I thought about doing it myself. We're getting into the school year now. I don't know if I'll have time. Um, if I can, then I will. I'll start doing some extra little videos and redoing because the whole plan at one time was to kind of redo some of the videos me and Dean put together at the beginning of last September. So, not saying I can't, but yeah, Arjo. Arjo is pretty decent. Um, if you want like a really good basic explanation of ICT that is pretty thorough, that you can kind of keep up with, then I would stick with T Trades. The kid is very good at explaining in a small amount, and he uses really good examples. Um, I say kid because he's like 20 years old. Oh yeah, Nexus. Yeah, I've been watching that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it tells you. Yeah, T Trades videos are pretty much snippets. They're like between 5 and 12 minutes long. But yeah, Nexus Blast has been pretty solid. I've watched some of the videos, so um, and that's what's most important. What Chris said, the fact that Nexus sticks to basically that one strategy, that's one of the things that um, I think is super important because there's so many things, and ICT keeps putting more stuff out there. I think this last time he was talking about market order flow, and he pulled up a whole bunch of different indicators that um, I didn't watch the whole video, but it's just stuff that I don't think I really need in my trading. So yes, ma'am. So and yeah, Chris Casper's pretty good. He's almost getting a little bit social media influencer vibes for me, where he's almost playing to clicks. Um, which I mean, more power to you. He's got a pretty good following. I like his earlier explanations. Yeah, Casper's earlier explanations, not his like some of his recent shorts and videos are kind of getting a little bit like you just wanted me to click on that. So, not that it's not good, but I like his older stuff. But yeah, turtle soup. This is turtle soup right here. So let's go to a 15-minute chart. We've got a push up consolidation and a return, and then this breakout above this uh, area these highs right here. When this breaks above it, that is total soup, right? Because it immediately rejects it. I say immediately, this 15-minute chart, but on this chart, if you look at it that way, it immediately rejects it. And it's this right here is the turtle soup. Morning, Kyle. Morning, Josh. I know that's like a simple explanation that really probably didn't help you out any, but let me give me a second. Morning, Fred. Gang's all here. So let's go into a 5-minute chart again. Let's make it a 3. There we go. All right. So we've got this push up above Asia highs and this kind of rejection of those highs and brought back down, and then huge displacement, right? Which just basically looks like we're going to keep going higher. And this is the 3 o'clock, in between 3:30, whatever, the London session. We take out these highs, and then we have displacement and immediate rejection back to the low side breaking structure. That's your turtle soup. So you kind of have to be aware of this consolidation. The fact that we took out decent highs, like Asia highs, London highs, New York session highs, previous buy side liquidity and things. Those are kind of the more important type of highs. And when those get taken out, that's when you can start looking for your turtle soup entries. And basically, you look for your ICT 2022 mentorship, fair value gaps, structure breaks, fair value gaps, things like that. So, and that's kind of the basics of your turtle soup. Josh had to go. See if he comes back. So, like right now, like we've taken out Asia lows, pretty good displacement. It's not that I would be, looking for buys here or anything, but if you were going to, this is kind of the, I also like this structure, which is yesterday's London highs. Let me zoom out. There you go. London highs is that structure right there that we played around with here. We just broke through. I believe we're still a little bearish right here. Yes. Yes, Chris. I think that's correct too. The way they'll go ahead and buy the breakout and then sell it when it comes back up here. Like right now we got consolidation. They'll buy this breakdown or sell this breakdown and then buy back out of it right here. Or it comes back out and then they'll sell it to another spot down in there. There's different ways that you can trade it for sure. Morning, Josh. But right here, since we've taken out Asia lows and we're right here at the Monday high, if for some reason we start grabbing our feet and creating some consolidation, I would look for some type of structure, right? And then a push. And this is when I would believe that we are going to continue a little bit higher, possibly target the midnight open. Oh, yeah. Evening. My bad. But if we look at the ES, which is what I was looking at just a little bit earlier, we took out Asia lows earlier. We've already broke down, and see, this would be the reason why I don't know if I would have taken buys off of here. Let me back out to a 5-minute chart. We're pretty bearish right now, right? And this is the reason why I've got the 21 and the VWAP on it, because when we break down through areas like this, I want to I almost want to like stay out of trades. The EMAs and stuff kind of keep me looking at other things as opposed to just structure. And they'll help me get into a trade. Like this was a good short. We broke down through the Monday high. We come back up, retested it, and then broke down. The 21 and the is below the VWAP. Yeah, that's sell. Beautiful. We got a cross right here. But let me zoom back out a little bit. 15-minute chart. I got a trend line right here. I think we're going to reach down into this trend line. Yesterday's London lows, also the midnight yesterday. We've got it's going to almost kind of coincide with this area too. So I think we're going to reach down into this trend line. If we break through the trend line, then we've got a mean threshold just below that we probably could see a little stoppage, and then the median just below that. So, and this is on the ES. And I know this looks really messy, so I'll take off this right here. There you go. Like again, we almost got to buy side liquidity yesterday, and then for some reason we had some weird action at the end of the day that me and Chris were just talking about, looking for like what would have caused this weird movement, this huge drop, and then push back up. And then at market open, we like gave it right back up. Like I was telling him, it was almost as if we were supposed to close back here, and it was an accident that this happened. But price moved back up into it, and we've continued to sell off of it ever since London close, or the London open kill zone stopped. Yeah, man, get you some sleep. Yeah, I was also telling Chris too, like how good yesterday's trading was. I hated that I wasn't a part of it. Couldn't be around it. I was there at open. I think I made the comment that I think Kyle, you were in a short here, doing well, and I was like, yeah, it's going to come down to the median, and then as soon as market opened, it slammed up. I was like, yeah, that's about right. And that's the reason why I kind of stayed out of the market, because I wanted it to keep dropping. And if it had kept dropping right here, then I probably would have looked for a short while I was at in service. But as soon as it started breaking up, I was like, I've got to do some reanalyzing. I don't have time for it. So I just kind of left it alone. Awesome. So, but I do like this sell off right here. I think yesterday, again, we did talk about price moving up because I wanted it to see it move up and gain a whole lot, because I thought today it would start losing because of the funds rate coming out, and it is projected to raise it a quarter of a point. So we're going to go from 525 to 550, which will increase the dollar. It should slam the market for a little bit. So I wanted it to kind of make some gains yesterday, and it did, but we've basically given it all back already before market's even close to opening. So, and that's not until this afternoon. So the market could climb early. But on a day like today, we've got new home sales coming out at 10 Eastern, which I don't think will be a big mover, especially with funds rate coming out this afternoon. So I think all the momentum is going to be had at 9:30 at open, and that momentum could be probably a little more mute compared to most opens, just because this afternoon. So I would be careful. So if you look at the dollar, market's moving with it, which I always hate. So that's the 8, the 21, and the 50. As you can see, the 8's now below the 50. 21 looks like it might be crossing. I would look for some type of return to wherever the 21 is going to be, and then a break back down, probably to the Monday low on the dollar as the day goes on. And then when the funds rate comes out, I mean, we might wick below the Monday low. And then when the funds rate comes out, you'll see this huge bull candle come in. and it'll just probably wipe out all the losses right through here. And again, this was the area in which I was talking about yesterday that I could see the dollar getting to um, when the funds rate comes out. So if we do pull back some, allowing the markets to hopefully get back up into here, and then when the funds rate comes out this afternoon, we'll have a big drop there, and then this will be the dollar target. So we did here. It's a nice little trend line right there. It moves right with the 21. I'd like to see it flatten out right here, range for a little bit, maybe dip one more time into that trend line, and then start pushing up. And then you can have a target of the midnight. The 21 should possibly be down in here as it breaks through it. So the midnight open would probably be a good target if we could get some type of price action like that. And if the dollar keeps selling off. Let me see where it is. Oh, pretty good inefficiency right here. I'll mark that down. Could be a pretty good pullback area. But even on the daily, look at the 21. It's a pretty good EMA at times. Also, an OT is you talking about right there or up here? I mean, either one, really. If you go from this high to this low on that stretch, the equilibrium is probably going to be, yeah, probably going to be right around that area right there. Oh, okay. Let me look at the imbalances. Yeah. So we're in between the 50 and the 60 on that structure. And there's a good structure right there, right at the 70. I'll mark that. Make it a dotted line so I know that I'm looking at structure to the left. Yeah. Into premium, 70% area. Above this structure, which is where I mean, and I moved to the daily. So this is going to be a pretty good stretch. But this might be an end of the week thing if the dollar maintains its strength after the funds rate comes out. Because after that, we have the European monetary policy tomorrow morning and that refinancing rate. And they're also expected to move a quarter, which will impact the dollar negatively. So depending on how much strength the dollar has before that comes out tomorrow at 7:15, well, 8:15 Eastern. Um, I would expect the dollar should get a good bump though today. This candle will not end green. Should not end green. We should be bullish here. So It's been a good short. He said earlier, I was thinking about going long right here. I wanted another candle up across that midnight, immediately slammed down. So that idea was gone. And then um, after further analysis, knowing that the ES had already broke through the Asian lows, I was like, well, this is probably coming on down. I did not end up taking trades or whatever, just because one, it was a little bit early for me in the morning, and I didn't really trust myself. So, but with the Fed rate coming out this afternoon, I don't see a whole lot of crazy action during the day. I think we're going to get some really big choppy action uh, in the morning, especially at open. I look for the Nasdaq to do, let's see, something like this. Maybe not that wide of a range because I don't think we're going to have that much momentum or reason. But something pretty choppy where we're going to go from highs to lows, possibly something like a little seek and destroy type of thing. That's it. No trading before I can get a little bit of coffee in me. Period. I woke up at about 3:15 this morning, and I think I've just got like a little like back to school depressed vibes going on. So I woke up and decided to stay up, and I did like that push, but it didn't happen. So I was like, and then it broke down. I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to take a trade. There's no reason to take a trade right now. Um, but I really do think this is going to look. This is going to be the day, but without this huge range. I think we're just going to have some type of tightness. We're going to stay in this little area right in here, if not down a little bit. I'm hoping up a little bit actually. So I'm hoping that it just kind of grinds higher. But I don't think we're going to get any kind of, Scalp City. We're not going to get any kind of push. I think it's just going to kind of do this and then down and then this and then a little bit of that and then that. And I think this is going to be what the market looks like for most of the morning. With it between 10 and 11, the silver bullet, you might get some type of reaction in a certain direction. But I think the lead up to the funds rate is just going to be nasty action. And I think all the action is going to be at 2:00, 2:30. Which I'm hoping by that time, I am away from anyone I need to be around. And I'm in my classroom and I've got pulled up on screens and stuff and I can do something. Um, like that push. Where's the ES at this point? Yeah, see, give me some type of basing right here, and I'll look to go long to the midnight open. Might trade the ES this morning, but we need to get through the trend line, which puts us through the 21, and that would give me a little more confidence to go long. Yeah, that's right here, the break structure here. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of looking like what it looked like here before. Wait a minute, where was it? Let's go back to the 5. Oh, it's on the Nasdaq, not this one. I was looking at the Nasdaq this morning. So it's kind of looking a little bit like the Nasdaq did right here, right? We had this drop below these moving averages, kind of into this liquidity. Had that second push down, swept these lows, and then this push back up. So I was thinking about going long there. We immediately sold off and came back down. So that's kind of way that looks right here. And we haven't quite gotten down where I think we should get down to. So probably that's the reason why I would hesitate early this morning and just be a little cautious. I'd wait for, what do they call it? Confirmation. Yeah. I'd wait for good confirmation of a breakout and then a push. Take it on the retest. Don't get FOMO right here. Make sure your risk reward is in line. Um, so Absolutely. Because I would really like to see this come on down into that trend line. I feel like this trend line is pretty solid. 15-minute chart. Same angle it looks like, right? Let me take this Asia stuff off. It's just too much when I go to a higher time frame. Yep. So probably sitting on my hands this morning instead of taking a trade. I will try and resist this maybe, but I don't know. Might take a small one. We'll see. Let's look at the Euro USD. Definitely dipped down. Didn't quite make it to that structure though. So and we started pulling away. Maybe another pullback into the daily Monday low right here. And then a go. Got good structure right there for the touch. Look at a 15-minute. Yeah, kind of drawing a trend line right there. So could easily see price back down before moving up. The blue line is VWAP. So you got the 21, the 50, and then VWAP. So I would think that price might want to come back down close to the 50 into that Monday low and then return back to the structure if it doesn't just go straight to it. So bullish until the funds rate, right? But again, this may grind too because it really depends on, the dollar. It's sold off quite a bit already. This is that daily area. I don't know if we get to that. If the new home sales comes out and the numbers are not good, let's say the projected numbers are 726,000. If for some reason if that's below and say we get a pretty good red number out of it, then we could see a good drop into that Monday low. I don't think we get down here. That's a pretty good stretch. Unless we just continue to sell off after the news. So I think we do sell off, but I don't know if we get down here. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Go back here. That would have been a good trade, right? Look at the pound. Yeah, continuing to just move. The pound's probably going to be in trouble this week with the interest rates raising on the euro and the dollar. So I think theirs is next week, but this week they're gonna probably give up a whole lot. Aussie's got the bank rate statement next week. We got non-farm next week. Yeah, the your pounds policy statement is next Thursday. So yeah, for a week, the pound's probably going to get crushed. So I would be after the funds rate this afternoon. I'd be bearish on the pound. Those might be some pretty good sales. And then the euro pound, where's that at? There you go. Yeah. And look where we're at too. This is a pretty good spot. Let me go up to a higher time frame. Where do you think that is? If I pull from here all the way up, you're probably looking at least the 62, right? Let's go. Let's just go all the way down here at the bottom. There you go. Right on it. Yeah. So I mean, this is a good bouncing area. This is a good. This is the one. Um, I don't know if I'd play this today, but tomorrow at 7:15, this would be a good currency to play. Euro strong, and then uh, pound dollar as well. Because if you pulled from here, I don't know. We've already kind of. Yeah, I guess you could probably do that. Let's go to a 4 hour and do that. There you go. There you go. I don't think we get that high with the pound dollar. I don't think it's got enough time to get up there. So maybe equilibrium and then a sell off. But I like the euro pound really. This would be a good currency tomorrow. And they're not showing the projection on the pound's bank rate yet. It's got it at 5%. They're not showing if they're gonna move it or not. Wow, that looks really good. Take it easy, Chris. Thanks for being here, man. See you tomorrow. Yep. And I think that's about all that I can really go for today. I mean, we can look at gold and whatever. Um, but yesterday we were talking about gold kind of pushing down, and then we did, and then we kind of popped back up. So looking at this buy side liquidity, obviously today, I think it goes a little bit higher than that up until the funds rate, because when the dollar is going to strengthen, then gold's gonna start pushing down. So I think gold pushes a little bit this morning. We get into this little order block here, buy side liquidity, and then we start selling off. So that's probably a pretty easy higher time frame analysis. Easy to see. You take the Pretty good little spot. You go to oil super quick. We were bullish yesterday. I told you if we didn't break down through here or come back to it, then we would probably go for new highs. Exactly what we did. We did not break down at all. So oil continuing to go up. But it looks like we're kind of breaking down now. So I mean, honestly, this mean threshold right here might be a good little target, which is going to coincide probably with that trend line at the median. That's a pretty good target if you can find a short there if you wanted to. Take it easy, Kyle. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Hey, no problem, man. I'm here for everybody. But yeah, bearish on gold, bearish on oil, bullish on gold until the full funds rate. And same way with everything else. Like nothing's really setting up for anything right now. Although we're getting that little basing action. So if we do break right here, we might continue higher. So ES might be setting up for a long if we get that breakout. Anyways, I'm gonna let it go right there. We'll call it a day. And be careful. I'll see y'all hopefully this afternoon. So let's see if we can't do something around 1:30. If I get away, I'm going to do that. All right. Thanks for being here. We'll holler at y'all tomorrow.